Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, the car that I have for you is at Donway Ford Scarborough. This is a Ford dealership that sell multiple Ford cars and high-end Ford cars. So today I have the biggest SUV that Ford sells. This is the 2025 Ford Expedition, and it is the top of the line, the Platinum Max. So this is the most expensive and the biggest SUV that's sold by Ford. So let's show you everything about this car, but let's talk about the history a bit. So the Ford Expedition came in 1997. The first generation came in with a big V8 and everybody knew about it because it was the biggest SUV that was on sale, and it was obviously American. So from 1997, this is a very popular car, and this is one of the most sold vehicles in North America. But let's show you what they have done on the 2025 model and what are the tweaks and features about this car. At first, I'm going to show you the key. So the key is pretty similar as the older generation. You have the Ford logo here, you have unlock, lock, remote start, trunk opening, and your panic button. But the basic difference and the overall difference are at the front of the car. For that, I'm going to get inside, turn on all the lights so you guys can actually see what are the basic difference in front. So let's get inside. Foot on the brake, pressing the start button. So this is what the headlights of the car, this is what the hazards of the car, this is what the high beam, this is without the high beam. Now I'm going to come outside and show you guys the rest. So let's do that real quick. So the first and most noticeable changes at the front are the entire front of the car. You have the hazards and the DRLs on the top, you have the main headlight, you have the high beam, you have another light that all the way surrounds till the other side. But if you guys come closer, you guys can see it actually says DRL inside the DRLs. And then this is your hazards for the meantime, but when it turns off, it actually works as the DRLs. Headlights here, you have the side reflector light, as this is a North American spec. You have the light that all the way goes to the other side with this black chrome all the way extending to the other side. You have opening here for cooling the car. You have the Ford badge right here. You have the front camera for the 360, and then it all the way continues to the other side. And then I know it's a black car, so it's a black on black spec, but it actually says Expedition on the top as well. It's overall a really nice look. If you look at the bottom, you have more open areas to take the air in to cool down the all-new 3.5 liter V6 engine. But you have more openings on the either side. You have parking sensors at the front, and overall it is a big car. And the vents that are inside the first grille, that actually close when the car doesn't need enough cooling, but when it does, it automatically opens. The car has rain sensing wipers, and as this is a premium car, you can see the windshield is a bit different. At first we saw this on the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, but now the Expedition, the Escalade, and all of the different high model trim cars start to get it. Let me show you the car's engine. So for opening the hood, I have to do it from the driver's side. There is a button located at the driver's side. If I pull that, it can open the hood, and I have to come in front of the car, and here we go. There's obviously hydraulic struts, but now let's come to the engine. Before we come to the engine, we have to go back to the history again, because as it's an American vehicle, all of the American vehicles get big engines. So the American iconic cars are usually called the muscle cars. What is a muscle car? It is a car that has a big fat V8. The Expedition, when it came out in 1997, it had a V8. And the generation before this also had a V8. But with the new generation and everything else, they had to downsize the engine because of emissions and all of the different stuff. Because now a lot of companies are reducing engine sizes, but powers are still there. So this is a 3.5 liter V6 engine, and it has 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. It's pretty nice overall how their new engines are. It is smooth, it is nice, it's reliable. There's the engine. This is your intake right there that takes all the air in and then shoves it to the engine. You have the battery of the car at the front. It's pretty organized. It has insulation on the top. It's not bad. But overall, it's not a bad car. If you want a limited slip differential, you can get that, but it is optional extra in the North American market. But overall, it's not bad, I would say. It has decent amount of power. It looks nice. What else do you want? But now, let's go on to the car's side profile. For the side profile of the car, you guys can see the big SUVs that are sold from America are really long, but all of the different models get a long wheelbase and a short wheelbase. So if it says Max on the back of your Expedition, it's the long wheelbase. If it doesn't say Max, it's the standard wheelbase. But overall, it is a pretty nice looking car. If we start from the front end, but we're just going to do that, but let's talk about all of the different competitors of the Expedition. So the GMC Yukon is one of the biggest SUV that are sold by GMC. That's one of the competitors for this car. The second is the Chevrolet Suburban. The third is the Cadillac Escalade and the Lincoln Navigator and the Ford Expedition. These are the 5 top American big SUVs. But if we go to the Germans, you guys can see the GLS, the X7, and Audi doesn't really have anything as Porsche. But the GLS and the X7 is big, but it's not as big as the Americans. If you look at the Japanese side, you guys can only see like pretty much, not as much, the Lexus LX or the Toyota Land Cruiser, the Infiniti QX80 or the Nissan Armada or Patrol. That's pretty much it. It doesn't really have as much competitors as the other cars would get. Let's start with the front and then let's go to the back. The Expedition gets these really nice looking wheels, and you can actually configure which different wheel you want, but it's actually really sporty. It's 275/50 R22s. You have 6-piston brakes at the front with red calipers. You have double loosening suspension with coil springs, but overall it's a nice set of rims, I'm not gonna lie. If we start going a little back, you guys can see the exterior side mirrors have your hazard light and another camera for the 360. And overall, you have all the black treatments. You have the roof rails on the top, and the nicest feature is this car also gets a deployable side step. So that's nice. But as this is the top of the line, the Platinum Max, I think that's why it's another additional feature. But if you look at the rear wheels are pretty much same as the front because this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, but the brakes are a bit smaller, and you have the same double wishbone suspension, but it is connected instead of an individual suspension. It's pretty nice, but the differential locker is obviously optional extra. We're just going to quickly go to the other side for the fuel tank. So if we do that right away, if the car is unlocked, the fuel tank opens up. It has a capless fuel tank. It's 100 liters. It's pretty nice. And it should give you a better fuel economy than the previous generation because this is a smaller engine. Now let's look at the back. For that, I'm going to get inside, turn the car on. So let's do that right away. So let's turn the lights on. Full lights, hazard, reverse, put it back to park, put the parking brake up real quick, and if I come outside, if you look at the rear, there's a bit different if you look at the older generation to the newer generation. So you have the lights here at first that are OLED, and this is your hazards, that's your reverse. It's pretty nice. But if you look at the older generation, the entire rear looks a bit different. I mean, that's not the older generation, that's the pre-facelifted model, but it's pretty different. To be honest, a lot of people are not gonna like it, but this car actually looks better than the pre-facelift model. You have another additional light here. It says Expedition right there with the Ford logo. It's pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. But if you look at the center again, you have the number plate slot with your reversing camera. It says Max right there, it says Platinum right there. It's pretty nice. You have the upper stop brake light there, and your rear windshield wiper is hidden under the spoiler. If you press this button that I'm going to do right now, it's going to powerfully open the split tailgate. That is really nice. That's for the upper portion. This is for the bottom portion. And to be honest, there's no car except American vehicles that have 3 rows and storage space, because the X7 and the GLS both doesn't really shine when it comes to storage areas with all of the seats up. But look at the Ford Expedition, because it has a lot of storage after the 3rd row. So you have 650 liters with the 3rd row up, but you can obviously fold down the 3rd row and all of the different stuff. I'm going to just get this up so I can show you the side buttons a bit easier. So at first you have some controls here. So let's look at this. You can fold down the 3rd row. you can get the third row up again. So if I want to fold down the third row seat, I can just do this by this button. And then if I want to do the other side, I can do it from this button. And obviously the seat didn't fold because the seats have sensors in them, so when it touches the other seat, it automatically comes back up. So for that, I'm going to fold down the center row, and then if I press this button again, it's going to powerfully fold down. And now you have a house of complete storage areas inside. And then it's going to fold down. It's pretty nice, a lot of room, a lot of stuff. And then after you fold down all of the seats, you can get this down again. And then you can use this as a picnic table. It actually says Expedition on the thing as well. But we showed you this side, let's show you this side. Because on this side you have the power outlets and everything. You have two big power outlets, and then you have two USB-C types as well. So it's pretty nice. You can charge up everything that's there. And if you look at the underfloor storage, you can see it has pretty much a good amount of storage there as well. And then you have two buttons here. One is for closing the boot, one is for closing the boot and locking the car. It's pretty nice to have a picnic table so you can, you know, enjoy sometimes when you go on a picnic. But yeah, it's pretty nice overall. If we closed it, it's going to close both of the tailgates, and now I'm going to get inside the car and show you that. So now we're going to go to the car's third row. There's a button placed here. If I just press that, it gives me enough room to get inside the third row. So if I do that right away, and you can also push this forward if you need a little more storage, but I'm going to pull it backwards, and it pretty easily comes down. And because I'm in the third row, I'm going to quickly get the headrest up and get these off so you guys can actually see the interior a bit better than it actually is. So the third row is actually 3 seats. So 3 people can, you know, comfortably sit inside here. It's pretty nice. You have enough room. I have lights here, I have AC vents here, I have a big window. I can recline my seat as well, so if I want I can recline it a bit. I have cup holders, USB-C types. Like, this is probably the best 7-seater on the market. Like, I don't mean this specific car, I mean like American vehicles. But yeah, it's pretty nice overall. I'm just gonna get this up. So for that, just get this off. Pretty nice how everything is on these cars. The car has ISOFIX anchor points as well on the third row, so people can easily sit down on them. But let's come to the center row. There's so much room that you don't even need anything. I'm just gonna get this seat up. So there we go. Get this down. You have captain chairs in the middle. You can get the bench as well. It depends on which version you want. The car has the rear climate control. It's a single zone, but you can control all of your different stuff. These benches are heated. The backs are not, unfortunately, but it's pretty nice. It says Expedition right here if you forget which car you're in. You have some charging sockets here and there. You have some seat pockets here. It's pretty cool. The car has a panoramic roof. Let me just quickly open the entire blind. It's pretty nice. The front portion opens up. You have AC vents here. You have lights here. Now let's come to the other door. So if I show you the door, you can see first of all you have your tweeters here. Then you have the nice ambient lighting with the trim. Then you have the leather all the way there, and this is actually really comfortable to put your hand there. This is for the window opener. The windows are obviously privacy glass at the back, and the entire window goes down. That's pretty rare nowadays. You have a little storage area here. The car gets Bang & Olufsen speakers. You have enough room there, and the door handles are pretty nice. So if you just pull this, that's how you open the door. Now let's get inside the front. The deployable side steps are obviously there to help you out. And we're pretty much done with the rear of the car as well. So now we are on the inside of the all-new Expedition. This is where the massive changes become. Because the old Expedition, the pre-facelift model, had a screen like this. But this new one has this nice screen over here, and then you have another screen on the back. It actually looks really nice, but let's start by all of the different stuff before we get to the screen. You have a nice dash. You have your AC vent on the first panel, and then you have the dash all the way around with the Bang & Olufsen speakers at the back as well. And then if you come down, you have a lockable glove box right there with decent amount of room. And then you have this nice trim that all the way continues till here, and it says Expedition here as well. You can see another AC vent located here. 2 cup holders. If you get this down, you have a wireless phone charger, 2 charging sockets, and then you have this for your trailer hinge. If you get this back and this button, I can get a hidden storage area that's under here, and it's massive. Just look at the amount of storage you have, and it actually says Ford Motor Company in there as well. This is a nice feature. Overall, it's pretty nice. You have 2 more cup holders here for the rear passengers and nothing else. It's pretty nice. If you look on the top, the panoramic sunroof front portion opens up. So if I press this button, it's going to open up, and it actually is massive. Yeah, if the entire thing opens up, yeah, that's a lot of opening. Let's get this back to closed. You have 2 vanity mirrors on the top, mirror with a light, and then you have your garage opener integrated inside the vanity mirror right here. You have a sunglass holder here that's velveted inside, so it's not going to scratch your sunglasses. You have your lights here, and everything's pretty cool. Let's come on the center console. So you have your auto start stop, your automatic parking, hazards, your 360 camera, traction control, and hill descent control. This is for your volume, this is your gear knob, and this is for your gear for your high and lower gear controllers. It's pretty nice, but now let me show you the car's infotainment system. So now we're at the inside. So foot on the brake, pressing the start button, and then it's going to turn your entire screen on. So this is the main infotainment system. So if you go on home, you have your Google Maps that's integrated. You have your phone, audio, and your other stuff. You can obviously connect your Bluetooth and use it with the maps that's inside, or you can also use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you go to vehicle settings, you have driver memory, so you can control the memories of the driver's seat, and you can make your own profile. You have brake hold, you have your lighting, so you can control the outside lighting and the inside lighting, and you don't have much colors, but you have all of the different controls right there for configuring through them. And then you have different zones for the entire climate. Then you can control all of the brightness from here. If you go back to vehicle settings, you can control the valet mode, rear climate, vehicle status, and settings. You can open the trunk and close the trunk from here, and you can see the Expedition right there. It's actually a really nice animation as well. If you go here, you have all of your different apps. It's pretty simple, and this is for all of your different media. So if you go on fuel economy, you can have that on the top. So this is actually for controlling that screen. So if I don't want any information, it's just going to say blank. If I want the fuel economy, it's going to come there. It says 99.9 liter per 100 kilometer. If I want the gauges, it's going to be there. Media, off-road stuff, tire pressure monitor, towing, trailer trip, trip 1, and trip 2, or just the weather. I'm just gonna go back here. I'm gonna just leave it to the fuel economy or the gauges. Yeah, it's pretty cool. If I want to look at the cameras, I press this button, and then you guys can see the entire camera. If I want to control specific angles, this is for the front. This is for the front both sides. This is for the trailer camera. This is for the rear, and this is for the both of the sides. It's pretty nice, pretty simple. You have your climate here, you can control that, and that's pretty much it. This is your rear view mirror. It's auto dimmed, it's nice, it's crisp. This is the new steering wheel. That's a bit different on size, but yeah, it's pretty nice. It doesn't move around too much, but yeah, it's a nice looking steering wheel, not gonna lie. It's something new from Ford. This is for your high beam and your hazards and your windshield wiper controls. And then if we look at the screen that's over there, you can also control that screen completely from the buttons here. So if I control this button, I know it has a big thing on the top, but it's a brand new car, so there's nothing we can do anyways. So if I want to control this, I have to do it from here. So it's a tilt and telescopic. So it's completely controllable from there. It's nice how they use technologies and everything. And then one cool feature is, I'm going to show you from the side, the pedals actually come down and backwards. So that's nice. It's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty nice. It's a nice looking car, not gonna lie. Now let me show you the car's door. So first of all, you have your AC vent here with a nice chrome finish. Same design here. These are for your all-wheel drive controls and the driving modes of the car that you can control from here. If you look at the screen on the side, you have your normal, your tow mode, your eco mode, you have sports mode, you have slippery, and you have off-road. So I'm just gonna leave it back to normal. You can control the trunk from here, and this is for your parking brake. You have your dead pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal, and this thing actually moves. So if I go back to the control again, so if I want, I could get this forwards or get this backwards. So that's nice. It depends on like how you want to adjust it, but it's a nice feature to have this to go forwards and backwards, right? So I'm just gonna leave it back to the normal position. And yeah, it's pretty much it. The start button's here. Now let's come to the car's door. You have the vents here for the defogger. Then you have your unlock and lock and the nice trim that all the way continues. You have the leather right here. This is for the door handle. You have the window openers here with exterior mirror controls. You have enough room right there. You have the Bang & Olufsen speaker. It's pretty nice, but the Bang & Olufsen speaker comes with the Platinum because this is the top of the line. You have the seat controls here. It says Expedition on the side as well. It's nice. It says Ford there. And that's going to be pretty much it. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's review. At first, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Don Wave of Ford for providing me all of the new Ford cars and always there for me. Thanks to Ryan for always arranging the cars for me. If you need any type of Ford vehicles, I'm going to link his information in the description. And thanks to Omar for always approving all of the stuff. So this is the all new Expedition. If you guys want to see anything else, let me know. That is the pre-facelift model. This is the facelift model. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video.